Hi folks. Today I would like to talk about one of my favorite topics. That's it, kids. The goily men. The cowards. With their rust bucket garbage scours. Sea Shepherd. Led by the Captain Kangaroo and the Beauregard Watson, the Paulus, the cult leader. If you would have read a lot of news articles in reference to them on the internet, primarily from the Australian news media, then dripping off or drizzling off into New Zealand and the United Kingdom, why you would believe or tend to believe by those headlines, why those evil Japanese government, they're diverting disaster relief money from the earthquake tsunami victims to the whalers and their security. That's what you would tend to believe. Except if you read the Wall Street Journal, they told the truth. So you would think that money donated to charitable organizations to help the victims is being diverted to the whalers and their security. That's incorrect. Whatever was donated to those charitable organizations is still in the hands of those charitable organizations to be spent as they see fit to help the victims of the earthquake tsunami. The money they're talking about that's going to the whalers and their security is coming from the Japanese government, which earmarked certain amount of money for the redevelopment of the coastal regions that had a negative impact from the tsunami earthquake. It is money gained by the Japanese taxpayers. That's it, kids. Us Japanese taxpayers paid that money. So, in essence, if you're not a Japanese citizen, if you're not a Japanese taxpayer, mind your own business. That's the concern of the Japanese citizens, how that money is spent. Now, if they have an objection to it, let them voice that objection. But you foreigners out there, mind your own business. But however, I know most of you who find it to be repulsive are emotional wrecks, who lack any rational thought. But I would still attempt to rationalize this for the emotional wrecks out there. The money the Japanese government is spending to rebuild those communities, you don't just build highways and put up light poles. No. You have to build up the economic viability of the region, the retail, the manufacturing. That's what you have to contribute to get that built up, to get employment back up to pre-levels. And the fishing community, the boating community, the community that goes out to sea to bring back food, that's part of the economy of those areas. Do you understand that? So when they give money to the Japanese whaling fleet and for their security, they're helping the economy of those coastal areas that were impacted by the earthquake tsunami. Now let me explain this to you even further. I'll bring it down to a first grade level. Those mariners that board those vessels that go out to sea, they live in those communities. They shop in the retail shops in their communities. They even have the nerve to buy groceries at the grocery stores in those communities. Yeah, that's what they do, kids. They buy groceries in those communities. When those vessels go out to sea packed with food, they buy it from those communities. When they come back with the whale is to be processed in those communities that hire people. So when the Japanese government spends money on the whalers and their security, in essence, they have a residual, a ripple effect in the economic sustainability of those communities. You understand? Anyway, you also read on the internet why the Japanese whalers are taking Sea Shepherd to a federal court in these here United States of America, the state of Washington. And let me explain that. It went to a federal court in the state of Washington because Sea Shepherd has its organizational charter issued by the state of Washington. Now, the cult leader, Captain Kangaroo, Admiral Beauregard Watson, the Paulus, he says it's just a frivolous lawsuit and it will have no impact upon their dangerous, I added that part, their dangerous, illegal, and negative terroristic activities in the Southern Ocean. And you know something, folks? He's probably correct. If the injunction is issued, Sea Shepherd is most likely still going to continue with its illegal terroristic activities in the Southern Ocean against the Japanese mariners. They'll do that, most likely. But guess what? Getting that injunction is the first step. That's right, it's just the first step, kids. Recently, the Paulus, Captain Kangaroo, Admiral Beauregard Watson, he accused the Australian government of refusing to give the American helicopter pilot a visa to Australia. That's what he says. That's what he's alluding to. What he's alluding to is there's probably a sinister reason. Yeah, there's collusion between the Australian and Japanese government that keep that pilot out of Australia. To which I have to say, really? Collusion? I have a link to a video in the description. And in this video, it's a newscast in Australia. And the news reporter is interviewing a government official in Australia, Tony Berg, the environmental minister. And I drag it to the point of 3 minutes 15 seconds. And there the reporter asked the government official, the minister, is the Australian government holding back the visa on this American helicopter pilot? And he says no. So did Captain Kangaroo, Admiral Beauregard Watson, the Paulus, the cult leader, tell a lie? Well, you know, folks, that's what cult leaders do. They lie to their minions. And responsible parents of these cultists, you need to have an intervention. Alright, folks, we'll see you. God bless you. God bless America. And God bless the nation you happen to be in. See ya.